What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Let's tap into the live. Let's tap into the live. Welcome to the pipeline. I'm on time, like I said I was, 11:30 p.m. I'm gonna give y'all a minute to come on in here so we can get down to some things that a lot of people want to know. Y'all come on in. Y'all come on in. Y'all come on in. We're gonna talk about some things that people wanted to know about the pipeline. I'm gonna let y'all come on in here. If you in here, do me a favor, hit the like button. Take your finger and hit the like button if y'all don't mind. Hit the like button. Comment. Feel free to comment at any time. I'm here to chit chat. I want to talk about some of the things that's very important to me on the pipeline. A lot of people want to know who I am and what is pipeline news. So, who I am, I'm an ex artist, but I'm still an artist at heart. I'm still an artist at heart, and I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm an activist. So there it is, right? Let's run it back so a lot of people don't know. I'm an ex artist, still artist at heart, entrepreneur, and activist. I do a lot of activism work around the world, and especially in the state of Ohio. So what made me start the pipeline is because I walked the life that most people can relate to. Only difference with me is I made it out. I beat the odds. So I'm never a disrespectful person or a judgmental person like I tell y'all all the time. But I'm here to live in my truth. And I tell everybody to live in their truth. So with me experiencing all sides of life and all walks of life besides prostitution, I've seen a lot that this shit called life can offer. So with me having these experiences throughout my journey, from not just the music industry, but also entrepreneur work and real life street stories, from seeing people get murdered, kids getting killed, backdoor plays, mental illness, drug addiction, things people will do to sell their soul for a dollar or for fame. I've experienced a lot of these different things, so I started the pipeline in December. So I'm doing this special tribute for the pipeline today. It's going on 6 months. I am 6 months in. I think I want to say June 17th or June 22nd will be my 6 month anniversary. So when I started blogging, like I tell everybody, when I started blogging, I never knew I would become this person that I am right now in front of this screen. I didn't know my story and my journey would catch so many people's attention with the things I want to talk about that's underground. Under the underground problems, mental illness, incest, gang culture, fraud. It's a lot of things that go on in our communities that the news won't pick up. They won't cover the stories the way we need for them to cover it. They'll cover things the way they want to, but there's a lot of stories and broken families and a lot of street justice that needs to be done. So I came up with the pipeline because I figure I know some people out there like me. I know some people who live in a truth that just don't want to get caught up in the media and believe everything people tell them. So I decided to start the pipeline to open up people's eyes to these real life stories and these real life scenarios. So we're gonna start out first. When I first jumped into blogging, first case I jumped into was the Mo 3 case. Rest in peace, Mo 3. Very talented artist. Very talented artist. Mo 3 um, story in his case. Let's be clear. First of all, I think Mo 3 is one of the best artists to me since Tupac. My personal opinion. My personal opinion. I'm a huge Mo 3 fan. And the way he was taken from us, we always know it's unfortunate. Um, I started getting a lot of momentum when I jumped into this blogging thing, with Mo 3 being the first case I ever jumped on too. It brought me a lot of attention. I mean, 6,000 views, 8,000 views, 32,000 views. I have some big numbers when I was covering Mo 3 for the first time. So it was like, okay, I'm doing this blogging thing, but I'm only worried about the crime scene. Because I'm not here to put jackets on people. The police going to do their job. I'm here to give a different scenario on what could have happened to these people. So everybody I'm going to talk about today, I'm going to do a little mini story on them. So this could be it could go longer than what I may plan to. So we all know Mo3, he was gunned down on the highway, broad daylight at noonday traffic. In noonday traffic, he was gunned down. One of the most hottest artists we ever seen in our time, far as in this new generation of music. Who is responsible for his murder? Some people say that a lot of people believe he was set up. A lot of people believe he was set up by the girls. A lot of people think it was his friends that said he. This story could go a lot of different ways, with like a lot of other stories that I'm going to talk about today could go other ways. So covering his story, his case taught me a lot about blogging. This is new. Like I said, I only been doing it for 6 months. I didn't know how people was going to take to me. I didn't even know what lane I was going to jump in. But for some reason, God sat me down to cover these artists. So not only do I cover artists, I want street jet. Like, I'm a street poet. I spit the ghetto gospel. I represent the ghetto gospel. I'm a street politician. So I'm always covering a lot of street stories. That's real life scenarios. Rest in peace, Mo3. That's the first story, and that's what got me into blogging. This case taught me a lot, and like I said, we believe this was a backdoor play. What happened to Mo3? They do have the two people that was accused of his murder. A lot of people saying they don't have the right killers. We don't know. All of these things are allegations, but what is a fact that they have two people in connection for his murder. So rest in peace, Mo3. I like covering artists that beat the odds. Everybody I'm about to show y'all today is people that I feel like beat the odds and they made it. They was that close. They was that close to really accomplishing the dreams that they want to accomplish. So that's what Pipeline is. Pipeline, we just bringing things to the forefront, and we talking about the underbelly of things and giving these scenarios that are real life stories a different point of view to the eyes of the people. So that's Mo3. Very talented. He was signed to Boosie. You know, Boosie was one of his favorite rappers. And it's sad what happened to Mo3. It's really sad. And to this day, his story is still going online where people are still trying to put pieces of the puzzle together about Mo3. So we gonna send Mo3 some love. My next person I want to talk about, Q Money. Shout out Q Money, man. Hashtag free Q Money. This one was another big one for me. I had radio interviews and different things like that to discuss Q Money's case. I reached out to his management team. Me and his mom was going back and forth corresponding. And right when I was about to get the phone call, because his mom told me to talk to you, because I started the hashtag free Q Money campaign where I got the t-shirts printed up for him. We was going to start moving the t-shirts, but Q Money went into the hole and caused everything to be at a halt until he got out. But then by the time he got out, me and his mom just started having different views and different opinions on how I should cover his story. And that was pretty much the biggest thing, man. Shout out to his mom, man. Shout out to him and his team. Q Money's story is a different kind of story because Q Money, he's still living. Q Money is still living. I don't know if y'all familiar with TIG Music Group. Think It's a Game. Think It's a Game Music Group Think It's a Game record label is Q Money's record label. So Think It's a Game, they have artists YF and Lucci. And speaking of that, right? I'm sorry, y'all. Speaking of that, right? It is weird to me that Q Money and YF and Lucci both are artists on Think It's a Game, and they both are allegedly facing murder. They're allegedly both of them facing murder, and they both caught bodies in Atlanta. Well, bodies is attached to them allegedly. Now, here's the thing with Q Money's story that I feel is different. I feel his story is different. I feel like he was backdoored too, for the simple fact Q Money's story it's a bit difficult, but here's what happened. Pretty much allegedly, Q Money had just left the studio at 7:15, between 7 and 7:15 in the morning in Atlanta. Well, by the time he left the studio, someone called him to go to a house. The house that he went to supposedly had been a friend of his named Calvin. I don't know if the house was an Airbnb, if it was a family member house, but him and Calvin have history because Calvin is from Cleveland, and also he's an artist too. So they had some kind of friendship up in Cleveland. Then they go to Atlanta. Q Money leave the studio. By the time he walk in the house, between 8 a.m. and 8:30, the roommates said they allegedly claimed when they came from downstairs, Q Money was standing over Calvin's body. And wait a minute. One roommate came down and seen Q Money standing over the body. He goes and grab another roommate that was asleep upstairs. They come downstairs, tussle the gun from Q Money and push him out the house. So it's pretty much like his word against their word kind of thing. But the police report says it was other guns and other bullet shells that was in the house. So why would and here's the thing that bothers me with the Q Money case, man. Hashtag free Q Money, man. If y'all in here, hit the like button, hit the like button. Q Money was the hottest artist in Ohio that was gonna put us on. I believe for the men, Q Money, and for the girls, Boog the Bandit. Them were the next two rising stars that came out of Ohio. And it's tragic what happened with both of their stories. So with Q Money, he had a video shoot in Cleveland, and 6 people got shot, one person got killed. They tried to put, it was at his video shoot, they tried to put the body on Q Money, but turned out he ended up beating the case. You know, they ain't find nothing against him. He beat the case. 8 months later, now let's because a lot of people ain't familiar with Q Money's story. I was running it for a minute. We helped with the GoFundMe, the fundraiser, the petition. Y'all, I ain't covered the story in months. It was the petition so we can get him out on the pandemic release. When I picked the story up, he only had 7,000 and some signatures. When the pipeline got finished with it, he was at 10,000 signatures. He need 15,000 to come home. If y'all got time, y'all go over there and sign that petition, Free Q Money. For those who don't know, he got the song, I Like My Money Real Neat, just like I like all my freaks. That's Q Money. So 8 months after he beat the body in Cleveland, he go down to Atlanta, and supposedly they claiming it was a drug deal gone bad. Then they said it was attempted robbery. Well, however, nobody has proof on none of this stuff. Turned out when the roommates claim they came downstairs, they just seen Q Money fighting, standing over the body. They didn't say they seen him shooting, and the police said it was other guns involved. It's a lot of different stories, but I do not believe in my heart. And this is totally my opinion. Shout out to the pipeline, man. If you in here, hit them likes up. Let's get them likes up. If you in here. The crazy part that bothers me about Q Money is that I don't believe he beat a body in Cleveland and go down to Atlanta and shoot his best friend. After leaving the studio at 7 in the morning, he was only in the house for 30 minutes. 8 o'clock in the morning. Shots rung out. I think Calvin, rest in peace, Calvin, condolences to his family. I think Calvin was shot. I want to say Calvin was shot in the head. That's him and Q Money was real friends. Now, we don't know if they was friends turned enemies. We don't know that part, but it had to be some kind of relationship for him to go to Atlanta and to meet up with Calvin, you know. So that's a story that's still going. Q Money, we waiting to go to trial, you know. Hopefully y'all go sign the petition so he could come out on pandemic relief and spend some time with his family and his kids before his trial. This is one story that I will be keeping in touch with. Q Money was a rising star. Like I said, I talked to his management team. I reached out to Think It's a Game, his record label. Me and his mom was back and forth. They was all in support of what I do. Even his mom appreciated everything that the pipeline was doing to help free Q Money and sign those petitions for him. I even printed up the own T-shirts because y'all know I'm a graphic designer as well. So I pressed up these T-shirts. My team came together. We put a bag together and we was gonna use these T-shirts to promote. But after I started getting interviews, radio stations, different people wanted to talk to me about Q Money's case because I was running Mo3 case and Q Money case together, which the numbers from Mo3 was bringing the Q Money case more momentum. What's up, Tori? What's up, Tori? How you doing? Thanks for joining the live. I appreciate that, my brother. So with the Mo3 numbers, it was also bringing light to the Q Money case, so people would want to interview me and talk to me about both of these brothers. And his mom, with his case being open, his Q Money case is still pending. You know what I mean? So it was a lot of things that she just felt like I just shouldn't discuss because it's still an open case. So that's understandable. So we decided, me and my team, we decided to, it's better off to let Q Money and his team do their thing right now because we just felt like the risk ain't worth the rewards, not at this point. But when things start speeding up a little bit, his trial should be coming up. Oh, we most definitely gonna pick him back up. It was a hard decision for us to stop covering Q Money and doing the Q Money campaign because we had put our money and a lot of things into it to really try to show him support, him and his family. So y'all keep now. I'm not saying his family needed the support, but we just wanted to show our appreciation. You know what I'm saying? Do whatever we could to get him home because we believe Q Money is really innocent. Me and my people who behind me, we believe Q Money was innocent. We don't believe he went beat a body in Cleveland. They tried to put the body on him in Cleveland. And then 8 months later, less than a year later, he shoot Calvin and was seen standing over his body allegedly. I think this is my personal opinion. I think they try to backdoor Q Money. I do. I think they called him to the house and set him up. Something went down inside that house and he so happened to get the fall. Maybe because people was jealous of him. I believe he was backdoor. I do not believe he left the studio to go over there and get into some pull up. Who's on some pull up stuff at 8 in the morning? Oh, you can pull up, pull up, pull up. 8 in the morning? Nah, I believe he was called there and I do believe he was set up. Far as TIG, the music group, I feel like they should have put some more support behind Q Money. I really do. I think they should have either put more publicity, more music out for Q Money or something. Q Money haven't did nothing in 2 years. He been sitting waiting on trial for almost 3 years, 2.5 years, and the label just seemed like only thing they focused on was YF and Lucci. But now look what happened to YF and Lucci. They both on TIG. So TIG got art. These are some of their artists. They Rich Homie Quan. Rich Homie Quan took them to court and sued them for almost $2 million from when he did Flex and Ooh 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 and all them songs. He was with TIG. They played him out some money. Rich Homie Quan sued them for $2 million, left the label. Trinidad James, he was with TIG. Something happened with the paperwork or the money over there. He ended up leaving the label and took a loss too. We still don't know where Trinidad James is at now. And then you got Q Money, and then you got YF and Lucci. And both of these young brothers is facing allegedly murder charges. So I don't know what's going on with TIG. And we always talk about sacrificing with these labels. Is they putting insurance policies on these artists? Because it's mighty strange how they take the artists that's doing all this killing and all this bloodshed. It's like they taking street dudes that's really putting in all this work that they know is really living these lives. So they know either which way they gonna go be dead, they gonna die or go to jail. The labels know this by these kids' lifestyles when they pick them up and sign them these deals. That's what make it seem like they putting insurance policies on them because a lot of them ain't making it past a year into their contracts. We know regular stuff can happen. They're regular people. They're regular people. We know regular things can happen to celebrities. We know that they can get shot, car accidents, drown. It's regular stuff do happen to celebrities. Everything not a sacrifice. That's why I say sometimes I can go with the conspiracy theories and sometimes I don't. But in Q Money and YF and Lucci, Trinidad James, Rich Homie Quan, for all four of these brothers to be on this label and all of them has just disappeared or facing murder charges, everybody on this label, it reminds me some of like Empire. Is these labels sacrificing these artists? I don't believe Q Money came from the trenches. Even though his mom and them was cool, his family had good support. but he came from out of Ohio. He came from the pits. So to beat the odds, you make it out, get a big record deal. Then you go, right? You get the record deal. You do the video shoot. Boom, somebody get killed. That is a video shoot. 6 people got shot. They tried to put the body on. He beat the case. He moved to Atlanta to get away from Ohio because he said in the interview, a jailhouse interview, I'm gonna show y'all one of these on his Instagram. He put they skipping over evidence in his trial. Me dealing with him and his mother. I know for a fact when me and Q Money was about to do the phone interview, he ended up going to the hole. He bonding dudes out while he's in there. Did y'all hear what I just said? Q Money has bonded other inmates out while he's in there. He's doing prison reform work. They mistreating him and everything else, but y'all keep Q Money in y'all prayers, man. But he was one of the ones that most definitely made it out. And these are the things that the pipeline covered. We cover the stories over here that the news ain't gonna tell us this kind of information. So we gonna do that for Q Money, man. Hashtag free Q Money. So we got Mo 3 who I covered. The next story was Q Money. Next we got Fig Panamera, aka JT, the bigger figure, my big bro. Shout out to JT. He came over here, did that pipeline interview. JT is somebody in the music industry and in the filming industry that people don't give him his flowers. JT is a pioneer and a legend in this game. When it comes to this independent game, you got to give it to JT. Now, JT, we're going to do some history on JT. For a lot of people who are not familiar with JT, when you mention the Jay-Z's and the Master P's, you got to mention JT, the bigger figure. It ain't no way you should be mentioning them two without mentioning him. JT was on Priority Records with Master P. Master P had his own record shop in the Bay Area. JT and Master P was on Priority at the same time. JT is the one who showed Master P how to do the graphics on the CD covers. Do y'all remember when No Limit started having them graphic CD covers and all that stuff? JT helped Master P out a lot. JT put a lot of people on, but a lot of people don't want to give JT his recognition and his flowers. They don't want to give him his flowers. So, with that being said, JT discovered The Game. Y'all know the rapper The Game. He discovered Zaytoven, super producer for 1017 Brick Squad. He worked with the Migos. He worked with Future. He worked with Lil Yachty. JT, he mastered the independent game, and he has his own film company as well called Trapflix. JT, he did Snow on My Boots. He worked with Curtis Snow. The list of movies with JT go on. And even with the music industry, he broke a lot of things and did a lot of things that a lot of people of his time and our time would not be able to do. And now to this day, JT has took his mission. JT traveled the world. I wouldn't be surprised if JT would be a character in the Bible one day because how much world activism work he's done. He fed so many people. He put so many people on in the industry. He worked hand in hand with, I would say, 75% of artists that's in the music industry now. JT has a lot of power, pull, respect, and very loyal. But here's the thing. All these 3 people I talked about, everybody who I'm about to talk about tonight has all been a victim of circumstances or backdoored. All of them was a form of backdoor. They beat the odds and they either made it out or was very close to making it all the way out. And that's what the pipeline is. I got to open your eyes up and bring y'all these real life stories and these real life scenarios and these real life heroes of our time. We got to give people their flowers while they living, because you never know when the last day going to be. JT now is over in Africa building water wells, building homes. He bought so many acres and acres and acres of land. He took Pioneer to a whole nother level that I don't think no other artist in our time has done. Akon over there, you know, Akon does a lot of political work and things for Africa and the country. But when it comes to an overall success, you got to give it to JT the Bigger Figure, aka Fig Panamera. Y'all go over there and y'all show JT some love. Now JT is a person, as an artist, I have always admired his work, his grind, and his hustle. When I was younger, I think I got familiar with JT when I was about 18. It has always been a dream of mine to work with JT, and God has brought that opportunity right at my footstool. JT has helped me out. He worked with me. He supported me. He came on my platform, did an interview. I got his phone call, his different numbers on speed dial for him. His wife, very loving. She accepted me in. Anytime I can't get in touch with JT, I can go holler at Tisha Boo. Shout out to Tisha Boo too, y'all. And another thing, he's been with the same woman for over 10 years. Black love, black unity. You don't hear about JT cheating on his woman, his wife. He's a great dad, great businesswoman. Now he took his talents and his potential and his bag over to Africa. So y'all check him out on YouTube. JT is doing big, big things, man. And I appreciate the love that he brought to the pipeline. Working with JT has opened up my eyes on so many different things, especially when it comes to entrepreneurship. JT got the blueprint to this independent game. JT had a situation like everybody else who we just talked about. Mo3, Q Money, now we on JT. JT was so happen to be in the inner city like he always is, feeding his family, feeding people, looking out for people. And 3 dudes approached JT with machine guns, AK-47, I think it was a Uzi, I think 2 AKs and a Uzi. The crazy part with JT is that he knew the people who he knew the people who tried to rob him, but they was so goofy. He had 10 bands in his pockets and they didn't even get the money or ask for the money. It was envy at its finest. JT was doing things that people wanted to do. They shot JT 5 times in the stomach with an AK-47. JT wasn't supposed to be alive. God saved him. He dominated the music game, came out, dominated the film industry. On top of all that, he never forgot where he came from. And he continued to steady feed his families. He go over to Africa, get to feeding people over there. And it was people that he knew that tried to take him out. JT owned a lot of things in Atlanta. Like I said, he did a lot of things for people in Atlanta. But now JT is over in Africa, fulfilling his dreams and helping the other people out and spreading his message. And still over there doing music and everything else he was doing over here. So y'all go ahead and show JT some love. Trap Flicks. He was backdoored, I believe, out of jealousy and envy. Same thing with Mo3. Same thing with Q Money. Same thing with JT. Envy is real, y'all. And all 3 of these people who I'm discussing, 9 out of 10, they were set up by somebody they knew, somebody they was close to. That's why I'm always telling y'all, watch the people you got around you. JT, he beat the odds. JT is a Muslim. He did work with Louis Farrakhan. If y'all follow JT, y'all know he with the Muslim culture. He right there with Snoop. Snoop and him is in a lot of movies. JT produced. He had a deal. Him, Curtis Snow, and Snoop had a deal that they was gonna do the who just jumped in here? John K. What's up, John K? Yeah, JT, he a real one. JT a real one. That's my big bro right there. I got a lot of love and support for JT. But yeah, so him, Curtis Snow, and Snoop, they had movie deals and stuff together. So when JT come to the pipeline, I asked JT, like, JT gave me an 1.5-hour interview. You know what I'm saying? Y'all go to the pipeline, check it out. It's in my video. Just scroll down. You will see me and JT interview live. So JT I'm like, JT, the world want to know, would you and Curtis Snow ever be able to work back together? Because as we all know, I love to see Black power, buying power. We got to keep our money in our communities. That's what be messing me up with these Arabs. Man, these Arabs get more love than we do in our own communities because they know how to work together and stick together. And that's what I was pushing for JT and Curtis Snow. Even though JT felt how he felt, I'm like, JT, the world would love to see that. Do you ever think that? And I'm not going to tell y'all what he said. Y'all got to check the interview out on the pipeline for all that information. So eventually one thing led to another. So after JT, I do the interview with JT. I'm going to bring up now, this is Detroit Paulie. I feel like his story is something to talk about because it's a different kind of story. But everybody that I'm talking about is either in the music industry or just a victim of violence. And I like bringing stories that the media ain't gonna cover. We gotta go deep. We gotta go to the underbelly. We gonna go to Detroit. Let's take it to Detroit 7 Mile. This right here is a very stand-up dude. This is one of my business partners, Detroit Paulie. I did an interview with him. He's a celebrity barber as well as a filmmaker and a stage writer, and he's a producer. Detroit Paulie is like all-in-one person like JT. They're very talented in a lot of different areas, but mostly they do film work and music. Detroit Paulie, he was a rare one. He did people celebrity haircuts in Detroit. He worked with a lot of actors who worked with Tyler Perry, the Oval. He worked with the main actress there. She actress in one of the in the Oval, the sitcom. He worked with a lot of important people, and he also was a victim to the industry, I would say, because with him being a songwriter, Jacquees has stole one of his songs. Usher, I believe, has stole some of his music. A lot of people has did Detroit Paulie not too good in the industry, and I know he has a story, and he's most definitely a powerful person that a lot of people don't know about. See, it's a lot of people that's in this game and filming and music that y'all may not ever hear of. They may be small to y'all because, or me, because we never heard of them. But once you get into these backstories of a lot of these artists and a lot of these musicians and songwriters and filmmakers and realize they more independent and more powerful than the people that you see on your TV screen because they're all independent and they don't they own their masters. It's a lot of stuff that y'all gotta look behind the scenes with. Like me, I'm a very talented person and work with a lot of people behind the scenes. That's why it's easy for me to just go in and get these interviews with people that's in high places and reach out to these kind of people because I did a lot of work behind the scenes. I was bigger than the artist. I was a ghostwriter as well. I still get credits and royalties for things that I've done, regardless if I didn't make it the way that I wanted to make it. But that was all God's plan because I seen the music industry is full of satanic, demonic things. And it was something that I couldn't continue to be a part of. So it wasn't that I fell off. I could have kept going. I chose to walk away because my pride and my morals and what I believe in, I couldn't continue to go on with this game called the industry. The industry has destroyed a lot of people's lives. I'm not saying all labels is bad. I'm not saying all contracts is bad. But when you coming from them trenches and you presented with an opportunity of a lifetime, sometimes we don't read the little bitty things that's in fine print that can cause you to be taken advantage of. So this is Detroit Paulie, one of my good brothers, man, good dude, man. He's a good father, good husband, and he from 7 Mile. His story was a good story. He came to the pipeline, gave us some game. We went in a little deeper on Detroit and what he represent. That's another one y'all gotta go check out. Detroit Paulie, he doing big things. So Detroit Paulie also just did a movie with Curtis Snow. I talked to a few people who know Curtis Snow. I work with a lot of people behind the scenes, like I told y'all, within the last year that's close to Snow. So for some reason, everybody I was working with, it seemed like he was end up somehow part of this train, Curtis Snow. So I'm like, listen, what's going on with Snow? I got JT coming through doing the interview, and then Detroit Paulie, he doing his thing. He do the movie and stuff with Curtis Snow. I think Detroit Paulie did his movie with Snow maybe about 3 months ago. So I feel like, okay, a lot of people I know besides them two, like I said, other people within the last year has all connected we all connected to like the same circles or something. So I said, you know what? That I'm gonna reach out to Curtis Snow and try to see if I could get him and JT back together. Because JT and Curtis Snow fell out over a bag, I guess. Curtis Snow allegedly saying JT told him to pawn the stuff out the house to get him out of jail. But JT say that he broke into his house and sold his stuff. So they fell out about business, and it was a lot of different other things. So y'all got to watch the interview to see all that. So I said, you know what, JT, man, we would love to have another Snow on the Bluff with you and Curtis Snow. This would be big for us in 2021 to see both of them back on screen together. Because I'm into independent work. This would be huge for us, right? Shout out to Detroit Paulie. That's him and Curtis Snow. On Snow on the Bluff, some promo. This is a promo to the movie that they just did. Him and Detroit Paulie. Shout out to Curtis Snow too, man. Y'all show Big Bro some love. Show Big Bro some love over there, man. If you in here, let's hit the like button. Let's hit the like button. Come on in, come on in. So that's how everything, like, see, I'm giving y'all the beginning of the pipeline and how the pipeline started. That's why the video is called Who is Pipeline and What is Pipeline? This is the whole timeline of everything pipeline represents. Just from unity, power, the struggle, coming from the trenches, beating the odds. All these people I'm talking about has came from the struggle and has beat the odds and turned into success stories. But eventually they was taken out of here by backdoor plays, envy, or jealousy. And now we come and updating y'all on everything that I represent, because I want to bring y'all into these real life scenarios with these real backdoor plays with people that's close to you. But Detroit Paulie is still alive. Curtis Snow is still alive. JT is still alive. Q Money is still alive. But all of these people has beat the odds, but somehow got caught up in a jam. Y'all see what I'm saying? Shout out to Snow. Shout out to JT and Detroit Paulie. So boom, I reach out to Curtis Snow. Me and him get into it. He changed the price on me. We cool now. Everything's straight. He changed the price on me about 8 times. I'm like, bro, I'm not about to do that. I only need 15 minutes, Snow. I'm not about to pay you for 10, 15 minutes. Boom, he dropped the price. Boom, we go back and forth. So at the end of the day, me and him didn't start out good, but it's love now. You know, shout out to Snow, man. We was getting into it like tough. We was getting into it tough because I'm like, bro, I'm not about to pay you that much. You're not that important to me. I'm trying to give you an opportunity because we want to see your success story, Snow. We connected to the same people. We all into giving back and helping our communities. What makes you think you could have your celebrity status and don't give back? You got to give back. And that was one of JT issues, and that was one of my issues. We trying to get this media thing going, Snow. Everybody believe in you. We don't want nothing bad to happen to Curtis Snow. Curtis Snow beat the odds. Curtis Snow beat the odds, came from the trenches, came from the gutter, grinded his way all the way to the top. Get to the top and get stagnant. We got to show prayer and show love to Curtis Snow. He needs support. He feel love. He needs some love. We can't turn our back on our people that can make it out. These people can put other people in positions and put their family in position. They could put their city and their communities in a position. But how can I keep moving if don't nobody believe in me? Addiction and mental illness at its finest. Shout out to Curtis Snow for jumping back on board. So I reached out to Snow. We had some conversation. And everything is cool, you know. So we going to get him on the pipeline. He was going to come on before, but I'm going to tell y'all how God works. So Few did the interview with JT a few months later. About 2 months later, got in touch with Snow. Did all these interviews with Detroit Paulie and different people who came on my panel. So with that being said, I look up on the Bluff 2. Y'all know Snow on the Bluff. Snow on the Bluff 2 is about to hit, right? But here's the thing that I felt like I played a big part to. And I'm going to toot my horn on this one because I believe some stuff happened behind the scenes with me interacting with JT and Curtis Snow. Because when I look up a month later, listen, JT put a month ago, Snow on the Bluff series coming soon. That was a month ago. See how God worked. See the media and people that was maybe in Curtis Snow ear or probably in JT ear try to keep these brothers arguing and going back and forth. But I believe it was my interview I did with JT and the things me and Curtis Snow talked about that made some things happen behind the scenes that made them come back together. Because the only thing I was saying was, man, y'all are like brothers. We need y'all. We can't let this go on like that. Come on, Kurt. Let's get it together. You can't keep blowing your opportunities by doing bad business. Cause that was me and Curtis Snow thing. I felt like he was doing bad business. I said, Snow, I don't like how you do business. I don't. But then he ended up, tightening. Everybody got their reason for how they do things. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't nothing but love at the end of the day. He came with his attitude. I came with my attitude. Everything came out to be cool. He ended up respecting me and I respect him. And from here on out, it ain't nothing but love. And that's how you properly handle business and get people to work together. Because he could have easily disrespected me, shot me down and all that. But he didn't. He kept it respectful. Like, okay, I still come on your platform. We going to do it a different way. Da da da. I look up a month later, Snow on the Bluff 2 coming out. JT put on Trapflix a month ago. That's what I'm talking about. Unity at its finest. See, this is what the pipeline is doing over here. We putting smiles on people's faces and trying to do the right thing the right way. We ain't here to chase no numbers, and we ain't here to lie on people and slander people's characters. That's not what I'm into. So after that, after the Curtis Snow, boom, I jumped down here to Indianapolis. Quadruple murder over the stimulus money. I don't know if y'all ever heard about this story, but yeah, that's a good look, Tori. For real, we needed that with them. So I jumped to Indianapolis about the quadruple murder, about the weirdo boyfriend right here. This him, y'all. This is the weirdo boyfriend. It was about some stimulus money. The girlfriend had got her stimulus money. I think he wanted $1,000. She offered to give him $500. Well, $500 wasn't enough. He didn't want the 500. He goes and take the gun, kill her mama, her brother, her daughter, and I think shot her, but she survived. Yeah, she survived because she ran over to the neighbor's porch and collapsed, and he called 911 and she fell on the porch. He told her to duck down, call 911. The weirdo dude down here, that's why I said mental illness and drug addiction. Y'all got to pay attention to the signs with people. People show us signs and we don't want to see them. We choose because we always want to think like, oh, we can, they just drunk. They high, they tripping. Or he ain't like that. He ain't like that when he don't drink. She ain't like that. Y'all got to quit giving people passes and pay attention to what it is. These people show you signs in the beginning that they is crazy. They mentally is off. When you see them signs, man, get on up out of there. Let people go. You ain't even always got to be mean when you cut a person off, man. You can just simply put them on blacklist. It's that simple. If a person can't respect what you're saying, you got to know how to go about handling your business to stay out the way and get these people out your lives, because this was unfortunate. He killed all these people. Look at it's 4. Y'all ain't see the baby? Look, there go the baby. He killed the baby, the brother, the uncle, and the mama. That's crazy. All over some stimulus money. All over some stimulus money. So I jumped into Indy. I would say, like I said, I've been in blogging 6 months now. I think I jumped in Indy about April. About stimulus. It is about April. And this was a story about mental illness, because I like to talk about, like I said, things that come from the pipeline. Mental illness is very, very real in all races. People is mentally sick. These people is not the same people that you once knew or thought you used to know. These people is on drugs, powder. I mean, they sniffing gas. They on bath salts. I mean, these people nowadays is on everything. So that's why I say you can't always just go because a person look good and they riding good. Get into that brain and pick them brains and see how a person is really out here thinking. Because that's what attracts people. See, it's thinking. Be attracted to the way a person think and the way a person speak. Quit being attracted by a girl having a big ass, a dude got all these chains on, A dude riding good. A lot of these people is infested with AIDS and everything else. They not going to the doctor. They in all these different orgies and swinging, bisexual activity, homosexual activity. Y'all got to use your brains out here nowadays. And I'm only giving y'all this tribute with all these stories I covered because it's pushing my 6 month anniversary on my YouTube. So I feel like I have to bring y'all these different stories so y'all can see what the pipeline is and what the pipeline represent. These is real life stories. Real life stories. Here's the story.
Before, somebody else do because she was loved on her. 24-year-old Christina Robinson was loved and maybe even avenged if her killer doesn't turn himself in soon. You could have handled that a whole nother different way. There's lots of females out here. You killing one, now you need about to spend the rest of your life in jail, or you're going to end up getting killed. And I'm just being honest.
Heard what he said? That's 20-year-old Christina. And coming from Cleveland, domestic violence relationship, her and her boyfriend got into domestic violence incident. From what the people were saying, witnesses, they had a very toxic relationship. The boyfriend stayed, from what the neighbor downstairs said, he stayed jumping on her and yelling. The neighbor said they had a very, very toxic relationship. She didn't deserve to die like that. He killed her in her house, shot her in the head, shot her in the chest. And I don't know if they found him yet. This happened like about almost a month ago. It was her boyfriend. He's on the run. I'm not sure if they caught him or not. Domestic violence at its finest. She didn't deserve that. She didn't deserve that. But once again, we see all the signs, but we still choose to ignore them. Condolences to Christina and her family. That's another story we covered.
Jasmine and there go Vivian.
Jasmine and Vivian.
The picture I showed last night, y'all.
Domestic violence.
And he had his head down. Remember, I'm like, y'all, there go Brandon right there. But
let me tell y'all about this story that's crazy. This happened in Cleveland, y'all. This was a story. This dude, Brandon, right here. And it's crazy because both of these young women at the bottom is in their 20s. He was drunk, popped up over Jasmine's house, shot her in the head, shot her boyfriend up. They all was co-workers. Everybody in this whole story was co-workers. He shot Jasmine, went over to his shot the boyfriend, went over to his current girlfriend's house, Vivian, down here, blew her brains out, and then took himself out. He killed everybody. All of this just happened 3 weeks ago. Let's get into it.
Wasn't sure if that was him. 40-year-old Brandon McClain went to a house on 137th and Maple Road. He murdered 31-year-old Jasmine Kabali and shot her 37-year-old boyfriend. Right, he shot her 37-year-old boyfriend. He was critical, but did survive. Jasmine was taken to Marymount Hospital, where she was pronounced dead. 40 minutes later, he went to a home on East 189th Street, south of Harvard. He then murdered his girlfriend, 29-year-old Vivian Suggs, and then killed himself.
Y'all see what I'm saying? Domestic violence. Look at dude. Just look at him. Let's look at him. Y'all see how that smile in them eyes? People be devils, man. People be wolves in sheep clothing. And then the crazy part is, what I can't never understand, because this story is still going, but like they said, only person who survived was her current boyfriend, and he was a co-worker. You know, they all work together, all of them. So this the part I couldn't understand. What would make him go kill his current girlfriend? He went, kill her, shot the boyfriend up, and then go home and kill her. And both of these women had kids. Her kids weren't home, but her kids was there. I believe her kids found the body. I think they was 9 and 7 and 9 or something. He killed her and then blew his brains out on the side of her, and they both was dead. See, this is tragic story. This is real life stories, ladies. Ladies and gentlemen, pay attention to the world that we live in. I'm not trying to scare nobody, but I need y'all to pay attention. Welcome to the pipeline. If you're watching this video, let's hit the like button. Let's hit the like button. Where real life stories and real life scenarios can affect people's everyday lives. This world is not what it used to be. All these people was backdoored. Every story, every name I said was some form of a backdoor play or a setup. Welcome to the pipeline. Let's go to the next one. Rest in peace, Alicia. Alicia Morel. Alicia Morel, man, y'all know if y'all been following the pipeline. This one of the stories that senseless. Alicia was a very great person, very great person. Everybody I spoke to, reached out to about her, had nothing but good things to say about Alicia. Alicia was a mother of 5, and an up and coming artist as well. A lot of people wasn't familiar with her music, but she's done a lot of things. She was very hard worker. She was in her bag, took care of everybody. The kids loved her. The community loved her. Well, the story with Alicia is tragic as well. I believe this was another backdoor play. That's why I'm bringing y'all all of these stories. I don't believe Alicia was. I don't know. In a way, in my heart, 70% I feel like it was a backdoor. 30% of me feel like it probably was a case of mistaken identity in a way. Only reason why I say that is because they said she was, the news was saying she was unloading the U-Haul and got shot multiple times. They didn't say if it was a drive-by shooting or if somebody ran up in the truck and shot her, either getting out the truck or in the truck, what. So she got murdered either unloading the U-Haul truck or loading it at 4 a.m. in the morning. Me personally, I believe that she knew she had enemies and she was trying to leave. Alicia almost made it out. And that's the part of her story that is confusing to me, because either she was moving into them apartments or she was moving out of the apartment. But the stuff I keep reading is saying, the research I found was saying she was loading up the U-Haul and was moving out. She was moving out. And people are like, well, why was she moving out at 4 a.m.? What was the reason? I moved out my house at nighttime. I know a lot of people who move at nighttime. When you have a lot of expensive stuff, a lot of people don't like everybody seeing what they moving into their house. So let's be clear with that 4 o'clock part, because I hear a lot of people in my comments like, well, that was weird. Why is she moving at 4? So you got to have them U-Haul trucks back at like 6, 7, about 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. Maybe they all was out there kicking it or something, getting the last run in or whatever. But it was no witnesses, and it was 6 people that got shot that day in Atlanta, and Alicia was one of them 6. Like I said, I do believe it was a back door. I believe somebody knew she was moving. Somebody knew she was moving up out of there, and either somebody tried to backdoor her or set her up, or it was a reason. I just don't believe it was just somebody just drove by and shoot her. They never said that. When you living in an apartment, when you living in those apartments and stuff, it'd be a lot of jealousy when you in them complexes and stuff. That's why I could never live in a complex. I don't like nobody who do. But the walls, it was always too thin. I don't like people all in my business. The parking and some of them is crazy. It was just like every time people live in them community complexes, it always be a lot of jealousy in them kind of complexes. Not all but some. Not all but some. But Alicia, she was fresh to death. Took care of all her kids. You know what I mean? She was a rapper, very talented, very talented. Alicia had that bag. Everybody on here had a bag. All these people I'm talking about was independent. Even Jasmine and Vivian, the 2 young ladies I just showed. Jasmine, she was a line supervisor and an office coordinator at a factory. She was in her 20s. She was 29 and was a line leader. And she was administrative clerk of the office of the plant. So she was getting money. You know what I mean? Everybody in here was independent of some sort and tragically got their life taken from them through a backdoor play, a setup, or the industry somehow finessed them. Like Q Money, I don't know if Q Money was a sacrifice or what, but I feel like Q Money, I feel like the baby, not little baby, the baby. I believe the baby stole Q Money whole style. Whole style, y'all. Hashtag free Q Money, man. Let's go. If you pay attention to the baby and how he be dancing and all that fly shit with money, that was Q Money whole swag. Q Money 25. Everything. Q Money wasn't no gangbanger. Q Money, he was with the shits though. Don't get it twisted. He was with the shits. But he was a fly dancing nigga. That's what put Q Money on. He was a dancer. And he loved to stay fly, and he came from the trap. He was a pretty boy. He had that pretty boy swag like going with it. I believe the baby stole his whole style. That's who Q Money image is supposed to be, was the baby. And Q Money was the only one who had that style at that time. Like I said, Q Money been in jail going on 3 years. When Q Money came, that's why I said shout out to Ohio for these artists that I'm speaking on. When you think about Q Money and when he was out, he was on that dance at that when dancing was out, he was on that. Only thing we had at that time, 3 to 4 years ago, was the Migos and all that fast rap. Q Money was the only artist from up north out of all these artists that was on, was everybody was fast rapping. Q Money wasn't on none of that. That's what made him stand out. And then he had the little dance, he had the little swag. The boy stayed dripping with sauce. Q Money came with that sauce. Man, y'all better do your research on Q Money. So back to Alicia Morel, but yeah, I felt like either she was backdoored or it was a chance of mistaken identity. Did they think she was somebody else? I want to continue to cover her. Yeah, Denny John, right. Q Money was on something else, y'all, I'm telling y'all. But with Alicia, I don't know if it was a case of mistaken identity or did they really set her up. Y'all could tell, look at her, she was in her bag. She was doing her music thing. She took care of them kids, man. She was on her thing. And they shot her multiple times too. I heard she got shot. And I don't know if this is true. This is allegedly. I think they said she got shot 3 times in the body, 1 time in the cheek or in the neck. That's still yet to be determined. I want to continue to pick up her story, but with it not being no witnesses, no suspect, no camera footage, it's like I'm running into a dead end with Alicia Morel. Man, rest in peace, Alicia. We gonna send our condolences to her. Man, very fly chick, man. She was she was a good one. Alicia was a good one, man. And it's unfortunate what happened to her. And to me, y'all, I feel like these women is getting too powerful for a lot of these men. And I don't want to hear about they shouldn't be trying to be dudes and all that. I don't think it got nothing to do with that. I think it's their tax bracket and they getting they bags up. They bags is up, these women. And these dudes is looking at these women as easy targets. They want what they have. A lot of these dudes out here ain't really, they getting it, I ain't gonna lie, but these women is doing their thing too. And it's tragic that these women are just getting tragically taken from them. And they just working hard, handling their business, and just through gun violence, mental illness, and addiction. It's got a lot of people's brains warped. And it's taking a lot of good ones. Look at our youth. Everybody in this story was in their 20s except for JT. Everybody I covered, Detroit Paulie and JT, them the only ones that's not in their 20s. Everybody else I just covered is in their 20s. Look at our youth. Look at our generation, what it's come to. Boog the Bandit, a.k.a. Courtney Bruce. This one hit a little different for us. This one, her and Q Money, like I said, coming from Ohio, these was the two that was going to put Ohio on the map. It's unfortunate what happened with Boog, too. She was another one. Very talented. No kids. Came from Ohio. Came from the trenches and beat the odds. Started out modeling. She was doing music. Started out modeling and continued to do music and blow. Boog blew. She made it. You know what I'm saying? She beat the odds. And unfortunately, her story is one that affected people worldwide because some people didn't know who she was and a lot of people did know who she was. But the people who knew who she was, they loved her. Boog had a lot of love. So her story is allegedly. Her story is allegedly. Um, she was leaving her house to go do some hair. She was riding a car with a dude who initials is CL. Um, she jumped in the car with him. Um, they go to a place, a Beechwood, Door Place area. An altercation took place. Now, some people were saying it could have been a drug transaction. I don't believe Boog was serving no drugs. I just don't. I don't know. I think people may be getting it mixed up. Like, could it have been Cameron? I'm sorry, y'all. I did not mean to say his name. 'Cause I said I wasn't gonna do that more. CL. Could it possibly be allegedly CL was going to do the play, and somehow Boog ended up being part? Was it a setup or what happened? But however, she was assaulted, shot multiple times. Mr. CL drove her to the hospital, and she passed from her injuries, which was unfortunate. Boog broke a lot of barriers. This one hit me hard. I would say her and Q Money cases, out of all the cases I covered, I would have to say Q Money and Boog stories hit me the most. It hit me the most. And I had some information I was going to share Friday, but I'm going to go ahead and say it tonight. Y'all hit them likes up. Hit the likes because what I'm about to say, this could go all the way left or all the way right, but I got to live in my truth. I got to live in my truth, and I got to cover it from both ends. So I got some emails about Mr. CL. And only thing I want to say is, before I say what I'm about to say, is that the people you think is your friends and close to you, check into them people. Check into them people. Because these emails I received came from Mr. CL people. And it don't seem like, they his biggest fan. I'm going to be honest. It don't seem like they his biggest fans. And the people who was on Boog's side that contacted me, who know him, is telling me him and Boog only been friends for a short amount of time. And actually, he know Boog through his baby mama, Jay. I'm not going to say her real name, her full name. I'm going to call her Jay. And that's how Mr. CL and Mr. Boog relationship, friendship has started out. I guess Boog was cool with the baby mama, and ended up meeting him too. So they all was friends for a short amount of time. But what I can say is that the story I was gonna come with on Mr. CL, when I first got the information, I was gonna go in on him. I was going to go in on him until I started getting so many emails, y'all. They opened me up straight up to everything about him. I mean, the people close to him opened the whole door up of information to me. Everything I wanted to know about him, what high school he went to, what elementary he went to, his group of friends, where he from. I mean, it was crazy to all the information that the people closest to him gave me. I was going to put the picture up, but I'm not going to do that for the simple fact I also have to protect his safety like I have to do the other girl, everybody else's. Because what I got a glimpse into, it don't look like lists can be deceiving. And like I said, this could go left or this could go right. But everything I investigated and the things that I saw about Mr. CL, it don't seem the way that I think we thought it seemed. I'm gonna put it like that. He has Courtney in a lot of his photos. He speaks very highly of her. Do we think he possibly could have helped her? Because, like I tell y'all before, we can't just put a target on him if he didn't have nothing to do with it. First, I was going to put his picture up and show y'all what I found. But I felt like I can't be the judge of putting a target on this young man if nobody had facts on what happened. I would feel really guilty. I'm not that kind of person. I'm not into just putting jackets on people. Only reason why he was brought to the discussion is because of public records and what we found about him through public records. I don't know the full story on if he helped her or not, or what was his role. So people was telling me through emails, maybe it was him who had the weed. He left, dropped the weed off, and came back. That's why he didn't go in with her initially. I said, do you know if he went back to the hospital? Anybody could vouch that? They said, I don't know that. Only thing I know is that I didn't really know him like that, but I can't say if he did it or not. Only thing I could say is that he's always been a little bit suspicious. We can understand why a person could leave the hospital, and then we can't understand why a person would leave somebody they love. I'm not here to be the judge of that. Only thing I'm saying is I would feel very guilty if I go put this man whole information up and turn out he had nothing to do with nothing. Was them other 4 people surrounded? Because like I said, we got to show compassion for Mr. CL if he didn't do it as well, because we don't know the story. Could it possibly been he could have been trying to help her, but was held up at gunpoint and couldn't do nothing to absolutely help her? We don't know if he got shot or not. We don't know. But I still find things a little fishy. I'm going to be real, I do. But then at the same time, I can also understand how I don't want to put myself in nothing and put myself a target on me, and people still going to think I did it when I know I didn't do it. I'm going to tell y'all, I'm quite sure, let's be real. I'm quite sure everybody who watching this has been accused of something that they know they didn't do, and somebody lied on you and said that you did it. Isn't that the worst feeling ever? Whether somebody said you stole some, or you tried to play them, or you told somebody else something, somebody could lie on you and said you did something and you ain't even do nothing. And you know the whole time it's a lie. So me personally, I don't feel comfortable with putting his pictures out and everything that I found on him. Only thing I'ma say is if you listening, Mr. CL, people you around do not have your best interest. They don't have your best interest, and you need to be careful. Everybody need to be careful, because at the end of the day, all of this was senseless. It was tragic. They all was kids. Boog, CL, the little dudes, allegedly, they said the group of people that she knew who could have possibly did it. We don't know. But I have to bring y'all real stories like this, and I try to open y'all minds up to the possibilities on the things that can happen to you through people if you're not aware of your surroundings and how you move. So at this point, I don't feel like there's nothing else I could bring to Boog's story at this point until either the police pick somebody up or something of that nature. But I can't just go and just accuse people of doing things without facts, because I'm the type of person, I need facts. That's why a lot of these cases I hit on, I cover them, and I move on to the next. But I have to bring awareness to these stories and open people's minds up, because the way the media want us to think, a lot of it be lies. It's up to us to get down to the bottom of things and get the truth of things and open our eyes up to the possibility of what could have happened. These is real life stories. These is real backdoor plays. Good people taken out by jealousy and envy. Good people. Rest in peace, Boog. Rest in peace, Boog. Good people. That was an angel. Got taken from us too early. Too early, too early. All these was kids. All these people is kids, and it's sad what is happening to our youth. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Right. See, because I can't, I like I said, that's why I came about the, when I was covering the Mo3 case, the crime scene, A lot of people wanted me to put targets on people and say this person did it, that person did it. I can't do that part. Only thing I could, because these is real people lives that could be affected. We live in a world where people believe the internet and these lies and they go with it. Y'all know how many stories and how many lies is out there about people in the world, and we is forced to believe these things, and we go and tell other people these stories. The media could be a dangerous game. I'm not with that thing. That's why I came out the Mo3 case. Only thing I was worried about was the crime scene and how I couldn't believe they killed him in broad daylight like that. I covered this story. It brought great numbers in. I learned a lot about blogging by covering that case. So when we talk about Bud case, y'all, I want y'all to keep her in your hearts and keep her family in your prayers. This is one story that we will be back to visit after the police do their job and let them go ahead. And, when things start lining back up and more information come through, I don't have a problem with going back visiting these stories. But only thing I wanted to to y'all was about how the story could have played out. It's a lot of different stories that's going around about Bug and what happened to her. We don't know. But I tell you, what we do know was about the facts that we pointed out earlier. We know the facts. The people that was involved, the police going to have to figure that part out. They're going to have to. Just like the rest of these cases I'm covering. The Q Money cases, the Jasmine case, all these cases I've covered. Some of them got justice, some of them don't. I can't understand why Q Money sent for 3 years and they won't even let him home on pandemic relief. He didn't run bond. But you know what? I think it was that situation that happened to him in Cleveland with that other body on why they won't give him no bond. But they would let him come out on the pandemic relief with the 15,000 signatures, and he only like 2,200 away from coming home. So, man, we just got to keep these people's names alive, keep their memories alive. We got to live, love, and dance. Give people their flowers while they're here. Give people their flowers while they're here. Now, this last story, before I get up out of here, y'all, like I said, this is the stories I've been covering for the last 6 months. Since this is my anniversary coming up here soon, my 6-month anniversary. So that's why I'm giving y'all this breakdown the way I'm giving it to y'all. This next story right here, I saved these two stories for the last because these two women who I'm about to show y'all, they is the stories that push me to fight for women, artists, and domestic violence. These are the two women that my heart really goes out to, because these two stories is something that we heard before, but coming from females, I don't think we ever seen nothing like this. They were so young. These two stories motivated me to be like, you know what? I'm gonna stand up for women. Ain't nobody speaking out for these women. You hear a lot of people talking about celebrities and the men artists and they deaths and they horror stories. It's like there's nobody speaking up for women. Just women, getting justice for women, keeping their names alive, keeping their legacy alive. And these two women motivated me to do that. So if you're watching this, hit the like button, because this one is about to be deep. Some people familiar with this story, some people ain't. I'm going to ride these two out, y'all, and I'm going to let y'all get on up out of here. Let's get into it. K.I. Jakira Barnes, a.k.a. K.I. the 17-year-old assassin. 17-year-old assassin. Rest in peace, K.I., coming out of Chicago. Jakira Barnes' story, she has stories all over YouTube. This one is a popular story here. K.I. motivated me to fight for women. Speak up for these women. Give these women, these young girls, some advice and some love. Don't turn your back on them so quick, because what's out here for them, it ain't looking good for our young girls. I mean, it is if they stay in school and they got the right people behind them. But where we at now in life, these young girls is getting led astray. Y'all see this music that's out here. It's either twerk music or rob dudes or have sex with dudes to get on. It's like they pushing the wrong message to our youth, to our young women. So after I did the story on KI and went into her life and her journey, it showed me something different. Thank you. Thank you, GBNK. Yeah, KI, this was different. KI 17, she was 17 years old when she passed away. KI, as y'all can see, beautiful young girl, beautiful young woman. Straight A student in math and science. Straight A student coming out of Chicago. KI, she was loyal. She was loyal. She was a rider. Always put everybody else before her. They said she had a heart of gold. Everything about KI was good. Only thing you heard bad about KI was when it came to her enemies. Her enemies had a lot to say about her, but KI was loyal. KI, I'm going to let y'all see this next picture. Sweet girl, graduated, like I said, all A student, honor student. KI could have been something. She was on her, if she would have got out of Chicago or got an opportunity to go to college or something, I believe she was going to be something great. She was great in the culture that she was in for her gang life. She ended up joining gangs and whatnot. She got into the gang culture in Chicago. Pretty girl, straight A student, math, honors, and science. Everybody loved KI. She got the nickname KI the Assassin because allegedly she killed over 22 people. Girly girl turned savage. KI turned savage. Gang culture. What could happen in a community where a beautiful, pretty young lady who was at the top of her game, straight A student, like I said, what could go wrong from the ages of 12 to 17 that could completely turn her into a killer? So if she had, man, rest in peace to KI, man. Shout out to KI family, condolences to the gang. But what could possibly go wrong? So if she killed allegedly 22 people by the age of 17, she had to start putting in work about what y'all say about 12, 13. Start catching bodies. Some people say she didn't catch all them bodies. A lot of people say she did. It's more stories of her really being about that life than not being about that life. Her ops say she didn't kill that many people and stuff. I believe she was with the shits. Every documentary and stuff I read, KI, she was so loyal. She was a top hitter. She was a top hitter in the gang culture. And it was tragic what happened to her. This is KI with different guns. Girly girl turned savage. O Block, they named KI is the reason, allegedly, this is the story. Allegedly, KI killed O.D. Perry, which was a member of OTF. And she the reason why, I guess, they started naming O Block. O Block is because she killed ODP allegedly. I don't know. Some people say she did. Some people say she didn't. Y'all know how the internet goes. You know, there's different stories. Some people say she did it. Some people say she don't. We don't know. But only thing is, this young lady's story motivated me to speak up for other women for the simple fact I know a lot of girls who has changed their life for the worse. Started out just like KI. Now they strung out on, man, I know girls, y'all, that's in their 20s and 30s that strung out on heroin. Heroin. People I went to school with, my friends, kids and stuff, they babies. They 15, 17 years old. Prostituting and strung out. I seen how something beautiful can turn. I seen with the stress of society and trying to keep up with social media, the depression that numbers do. I seen people's lives change. I seen it. But for her to be a straight A student, who knows what KI could have been or would have turned out to be. She could have been more. She had a future. What happened within these years of her life, I think from the stuff I read, they were saying a lot of revenge, a lot of pain. Everybody around her kept getting killed. They kept dying. It was a lot of revenge pain, and it fueled her. The anger, just like anybody else. Think about it. Living in Chicago, all that bloodshed. Your brothers getting killed, sisters, your daddy getting killed, mothers. That would turn anybody into a savage, especially without getting no justice. And everybody around you keep dying. Think about it. It's a mental game. It's a mental game. But this young lady right here is a beautiful young lady. And y'all, we gonna keep KI, keep her name, up in spirits and everything. KI was tragically murdered in Chicago streets when she was 17. She was shot 9 times. She was walking down the street with some friends, dropped her location, and they blew down on her and murdered her, shot her 9 times, allegedly. That's what all the documentaries say. Y'all can check it out on YouTube. Her mother and stuff, they had the visual for her and everything else. I want to say KI died, was it 2010 or 2012? She died, y'all. I can't remember the dates, but she died in 2000. I want to say 2010. It probably was 14. It was between 2010 and 2014, y'all. So, that's the story on KI, and it motivated me because it's young girls like her. See, that's the story on YouTube. The story of Jakira Barnes, aka KI, and you see down here it say the story of the female assassin. And this situation was a tragic one. This was a tragic one because who knows what KI could have been if she didn't join gang culture. Y'all pay attention to what the world is coming to. Watch the people around you and watch them locations you dropping. This second young lady is another one. Y'all know Chicago is our neighbors. Y'all know the pipeline. We rock with Chicago. Shout out to the Chi. They came and supported me. They came and helped me out a lot with the Jakira Barnes story and the Ambriana Collins story. Both of these young ladies was beautiful young women. Ambriana Collins was another one who was in her 20s. Rest in peace, Ambry. Condolences to her family. For some reason, they labeled, he really did. Shout out to the land. Gone too soon. Yeah, shout out to good looking too, for sure, for sure. Ambriana Collins, I only could cover her for a little bit because her story was something different. They labeled Ambry as allegedly the backdoor queen. I don't think she was backdooring people, but for some reason the internet and people have gave her this title as the backdoor queen. She had a son. Her baby father died a year. I want to say because it's been a while since I covered this story, y'all. Her baby father died a year before she died. I think he died from cancer. It was a health issue or something going on with him. He passed away. And then a year later, she passed away. Like we said, they labeled her the backdoor queen. A lot of people said she was setting people up, allegedly. We don't know if that's true. The internet got that out there. A lot of people, when I did the story on her and KI together, people from Chicago was showing me love. And there was a lot of people saying that she wasn't like that. Everybody was saying Ambry was a star like KI was a star. Them girls had a lot of love and a lot of support around them. A lot of people loved both of these girls, I could say. They both was very popular. A lot of people were saying, hey, Ambry wasn't like that. The internet. Because I'm always covering it on all sides. Because I'm always telling y'all, we can't believe what we hear on the internet. Even with the stories that I be covering, I don't have facts. I just go off of what public information says, and I do my own research and put these things out. That's why I always say we have to do our own research. I don't know the facts. Certain things I do have facts on, and some stuff I don't. We can't believe everything that's on the internet. Everything is not real. But the internet has a way of putting these stories out that will make people run with these things, and these rumors come out, and now these people is stamped for the rest of their life with rumors and lies. that people put out about them. And I don't believe in that type of shit. Shout out to the pipeline. Let's get them likes up. Y'all know I don't believe in that. But this young lady's story was real deep to me because now her son has to grow up without a mother or a father. In a year span, her dude died a year before she died. So that's very tragic. And I think when Ambry passed, I want to say her son was only like 2 or 3 years old. So these two women and a lot of these Boog the Bandit stories, Jessica, Latoya, all these stories I covered is Vivian Suggs, who got shot in the head, and her boyfriend shot himself in the head. All these women has real life stories and real life experiences, and these women has motivated me to speak up and try to, if not get justice, try to bring awareness to their stories. Women, watch these men you picking up. Watch what you involve yourself in on the internet, and also watch who you have around your children. Men, also watch the people around you. Watch these women. We don't know what these people is into. Y'all see my baby? She's so cute. We don't know what these people is into in real life. You feel me? So it's up to us to try to make better decisions. Try to make better decisions about the stuff that we do and the people we bring into our lives. This shit called life is a beautiful thing. It don't always have to be a horror story, but I tell you what's not so beautiful. What's not so beautiful is when you sit in that box that's about to go up under the ground and can never wake back up. That's not beautiful at all. And a lot of people is rushing death. Our youth, our young generation, I never seen so many people in line ready to go under the ground or ready to go in the jail cell. Waiting, lining up. Lining up. When you get in that interrogation room, it's lonely. When you about to get hit with them 40, 50, 60 years, them football numbers, everybody be loyal to all the wrong people. The people you doing dirt with is going to fold on you. I ain't talking about all people, but majority of them, when you get in that interrogation room, it get real when them numbers get to coming. When you sitting in that jail cell and knowing you never coming home for the rest of your life and you going to die old in jail, that's not beautiful. That's not a beautiful thing. This shit called life is beautiful, man. We got to learn how to work together, stick together, and stand together in unity. We know we can't stop. We know we can't stop bloodshed. We know we can't stop homicide, rapes, and murders. But what we can do is start moving a certain kind of way, keeping our eyes alert. Y'all know I'm big. Women, get y'all some protection. Y'all moving too fast with these dudes. Jumping in their car, going to clubs and bars, meeting up with these dudes. Carry you some protection. I'm not here to promote violence. I'm here to promote safety. I'm here to promote safety. Men, y'all got to watch what y'all out here getting into. Trying to catch a sale, trying to hit lick. It could be your last lick. Be careful of these moves you're going to go bust and what time you're going to go bust. We got to start standing for something and fight for something. I believe in y'all. Thank y'all for believing in me. Just wanted to give y'all a rundown with the pipeline in 6 months on what we represent over here and what I'm trying to do with the pipeline. So if you're down with the pipeline and you want to see more, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to go on to my next story. I don't know who it's going to be or what it's going to be. I spend about the same amount of time on every case. A few weeks to maybe a month. 3 cases was the longest case I ever covered. But after that, I try to stay on them for about 2-3 weeks. And then I move around to the next story. Because I have to bring more of these topics and more of these scenarios. And more people, families need my voice to help them as well. And that's what I'm here to do. Bring scenarios, open our eyes up to the possibilities of things on what could have happened. That's the pipeline, the underbelly. Shout out to the gang. Until next time, y'all be safe. I'm out of here. Gang, gang.